Well, good morning. This is Tuesday, April the 13th. Hopefully, you've had your cup of coffee or your tea, energy drink, or for some of you, your Pepsi Cola. We continue our mini series, which has turned into 14 lessons long, although they are only 10-15 minutes in length. Sorrow over my sin. This is lesson 14. And today we come to the the last word that describes godly sorrow in 2 Corinthians chapter 7, where Paul says, what zeal? The whole context says, for behold what earnestness this very thing, this godly sorrow has produced in you. And then Paul begins to share what the characteristics are that the Spirit of God showed him to record. And these become benchmarks for our own godly sorrow, or if you're trying to help someone else. And we've studied what vindication of yourselves, what indignation, what fear, what longing, and today, what zeal. What zeal? This is a very interesting Greek word, as the Greek language is as a whole. The Greek word is zealous, and it is a omamopoic, omamopoic term that mimics the sound of bubbling water over heat. You know that sizzling sound that you get? That's the word picture here. It's burning emotions, inward feeling boiling over, boiling from heat. Figuratively, it is used to represent fervency, red hot, as the Spirit-fueled zeal to serve the Lord. The root z, is used both negatively, jealousy translated in the New American Standard, and then positively, zeal, depending on the context. And I find it interesting that the positive expression of zeal is limited or overshadowed by the negative word jealousy. Now, the root zeal literally means hot enough to boil. It is metaphorically used of burning anger or love. Example, to burn in spirit, it can refer to boiling anger, love, or zeal for what is good or bad, according to Thayer's lexicon on the Greek words. So what do we draw from here? In this context, it is a spirit-directed energy rising up within a person to serve the Lord. In the area of godly sorrow, it's to address and remove the presence, practice, and power of sin. Synonyms for zeal are ardor in embracing, pursuing, excitement of mind, fervor in spirit. Now, Jesus is recorded by John the Apostle in chapter 2, verse 17 of his gospel. He had zeal for the house of God. Now, this is a positive example of the word. Now, what's going on here? His zeal, it was more than mere concern over the abuse of the temple by the money exchangers and those selling sacrificial animals that did not meet the Levitical code. It was more than mere concern. A lot of people have concern about something, but zeal takes it to the next level. It is the exertion of energy to purify the divine. I don't know how many Christians are sitting on the sidelines of Christianity's battlefield having concern. Oh my goodness, what is going on in this world? What is going on with my family? What is going on with my relatives? What is going on? Oh dear, dear. And wringing their hands and fretting and doing very little, if anything, except worry, which is a sin. Zeal exerts energy, it puts forth energy to seek ways to purify the divine. It's used of the Apostle Paul in Philippians chapter 3, verse 6, where it says he had zeal as a prosecutor, he had zeal as a Pharisee. For Paul, this was a commitment to a belief he had about the new way, about the Christians. He had convictions that drove him to do the wrong thing, martyr the Christians. But the point here I want you to get is he had convictions and acted upon them. All other New Testament references for the word is translated jealousy, which is negative, which is sinful. So what do we learn here? A couple of questions for us to evaluate. With reference to our godly sorrow in this word zeal, do we get boiling over sin? What is our sensitivity barometer? What is the thermostat of tolerance? Do we get boiled over the sins of others? Do we have a exerted energy to help them deal with the presence and the practice of sin in their lives? And then what about our own? What about our own? Don't forget the man in James chapter 1 who looks into the mirror, the second man, and sees that he needs to do something, and he does. Tomorrow, when we get together, we will have one more lesson on these words, and then the following day, a wrap up. And we'll be talking about what avenging of wrong. What avenging of wrong. What does that exactly mean? I want to thank you for tuning in.